Hi all, this is LunarticksTarot, and this reading is for the Sagittarian energy in September 2018. You have the Hierophant showing Sag, first of all. You also had this Six of Cups show up when I was preparing for your reading. And the King of Swords. I definitely felt that a lot of Sagittarians are nostalgic for a certain time, place, right now in September. Or you find yourself, maybe some of you find yourself in that state in September. But you're aware that it's nostalgia. You're taking an honest look at your past. So you're nostalgic for it, you miss someone, you miss a certain activity, place, way of life, but you know that you are aware that it is nostalgia. For example, just an example, if you miss someone, you are missing your memory of who you thought that person was, right? And Sag, you're well aware that that's the case. And then the Hierophant showed, finally. For some Sagittarians, marriage is on your mind. It's not always the marriage card to me. It just has presented that way a few times. And for others, it's commitment. It's commitment. The Hierophant there is representing commitment for you, and not necessarily to a person. It's a marriage of sorts, but to whatever work you're doing, whatever you're dedicating your time to. So a lot of Sagittarians have dedicated themselves to a certain type of work and or a certain person, a certain lifestyle, and it has changed. And you are nostalgic for the way that it used to be because you've made a commitment to it. And you are going to do your best to see that commitment through. That commitment is on your mind. Which isn't necessarily allowing you to follow your dreams, allowing you to showcase self-love to the best of your ability, right? I think a lot of you may have made Sagittarius, whatever commitment you've made that has you longing for an older time that you're nostalgic for. I think it's keeping you away from some of you. It's keeping you away from doing a healing type of work. If not a healing type of work, then a work that is an expression from your heart. So for a lot of Sagittarians, it is specifically that you have dedicated yourself to some other type of work, and you feel you can't pursue or explore this other avenue now. And during this month, you are racing toward enlightenment, speeding toward enlightenment, attracting kindred spirits, like-minded individuals. So you may find, I hope you do, that helps you actually take a turn into the type of work, if that's what it is, that you feel you'd rather be doing, that you'd like to be doing. I think most of you, though, are sort of, you're waiting on the timing to be right this month. September is a waiting game for a lot of Sagittarians, for this Sagittarius energy that's showing up here for us. There's a dream of yours that's on the table. A fantasy, a goal, a high hope that you've had your whole life, maybe. And it may be, again, just treating yourself properly, treating yourself well, whether you're consciously aware of that dream and desire or not. And I think most Sagittarians are also well aware that it's only theirs to save or let die, that dream. And some of you need to make sure that you're in that case, that you are not just waiting on the timing to be right. Okay, it is only, that suspicion of yours is correct. It is, of course, only for you to let breathe and live, or to let die. It's your dream. And you're just feeling a little insecure for some reason. Not all Sagittarians, and I did say a little insecure. Now, that's on a spectrum. So for some, it's barely noticeable, and for others, it's extreme, all the way to the extent of feeling disturbed about these insecurities. In general, you need to exhibit a lot of self-love at this time. You need to exercise a lot of self-love at this time. It's not about putting it on exhibit for anyone. It's not about showcasing that you're doing that to anyone. It is about showing it to yourself. And yet, a lot of you are resisting getting in touch with your emotions, being honest with yourself even about what you're really feeling at this time. You don't want to need emotional help. You don't want to feel like you need emotional help. You don't want to ask for emotional help. And yet this month, I do think you will be faced with yourself, a lot of you, because the Knight of Wands here, as what you're faced with, is a card that represents Sagittarius energy to me. And if not, then you are, like I said, meeting kindred spirits, like minds, minds who remind you of your own, mirror your own, and so in that way then teach you about yourself. And again, I think you've been waiting on that timing to be correct. I think you're viewing that, you're digesting that interaction with people like you, energies like your own, and the chance to learn about yourself, who you truly are, as an opportunity that you've been waiting on. on some level, subconsciously, you realize that that this is a fated progression, that this is a fated moment in your life. Your advice card is the Ten of Pentacles. It's showing up reversed. For those of you who are stretched too thin, committed to too many different people, activities, timelines, deadlines, that's not going to help. That's not going to be something that helps you. I don't think in September. There is advice here to refrain from focusing on managing your resources, managing your earthly resources, managing your money, managing your time, managing your energy, focusing too much on conserving those things. And yet some of you are in a place where you feel you have to balance either funds, energy, or some other resource. Your time, for a lot of you. And you've got the Two of Wands as the overall energy, the unifying message here. Some of you are stalling on making plans for some reason. And you're needing to get into you're being advised to get into your body, into nature. And I'm not sure how all of those things connect. And then the Three of Cups shows up as the energy that you all are moving away from as you come into September and move through September. So you've come out of a period of celebrating, collaborating. Maybe that's why you haven't had time to focus on your emotional life. Self-care, self-love, your goals and dreams that are private and individual to just you. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get a clarifier on the King of Pentacles reversed as your advice card. The World. So yeah, I think that the message for a lot of Sagittarians is that there's no need in the month of September, and as you're attracting these like-minded energies to yourself and or taking a more honest look at your own energy, there's no reason to obsess so much over what you have, how much you have, how little time you have, how this or that resource is running out. as you are able to manifest anything you want at any time. You can manifest more if need be. So there's no need to be greedy if that's an issue. There is a need, however, to move forward. That energy would keep you from making plans for your future, making plans to move forward, feeling like you have to hold on to what you have now. When really there is a very significant brand new beginning waiting just around the corner from all of the energy here we see in September. So probably something that we're looking at in October, or even beneath the surface here, something that's available to you now but you're not accessing in September. We'll get a future card for you as well. I'll let you take a look at these. Okay, your future card will come from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. That's just too many. '22 might be significant for you at this time. If it's not now, it may be in September, Sagittarians. I can't help but notice, of course, that the three major arcana showing up for you is the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, and then the World. So the first card of the major arcana, the last card of the major arcana, and then the Wheel of Fortune. The new beginning that you need to make plans for now. Sets you on a journey, like the Fools, that leads to this place and ability of being able to manifest whatever one wants. If you are somewhat fearful of the unknown success that lies on the other side of setting forth on this journey, and that is why you are holding on to what you have, stalling on making plans. Then, you know, it may be because, yes, you are correct in assuming that this is a major turning point, change in your life. You're correct. This is unlike any other energy you've ever stepped into. This is your future card, the Four of Earth in reverse in its blocked position. So we'll read right from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot guidebook. Tedium and monotony often instill a desire to rush. Do not allow the desire to be free to move on to new ventures to result in careless errors or prevent you from completing a task or resolving an issue that you have before you. You might find yourself free of boredom and impatience only to feel the weightier burden of guilt and regret. Whether it be a matter that affects home and hearth or one that affects your career, do not allow impatience and frustration to cloud your judgment and lead to hasty decisions. The shadow 4 of Earth cautions you against embracing a belief that greener pastures are waiting if you choose to walk away. In this circumstance, they are not. Here's that card again, Sagittarius. So if that applies for you, if that resonates, if you were thinking that there's greener pastures elsewhere in terms of career, home life, you heard the message clearly that that is not the case. If, you know, the rest of this reading or something else here resonated with you, there's also a message here for some Sagittarians not to be greedy, because you already have the ability to manifest everything you want. You already have everything you want, in a sense, at this point. There's a question here of, you know, how can you build off of what you already have, off of what you're already grateful for, rather than scrap it completely, search for something else, or fail to recognize what's valuable about what you already have. Right? How can you build on what you already have now, rather than attempting to sustain that energy level. Maybe you don't want to stay where you are, or scrap it completely. Maybe you want to look at how you can build off of that. Definitely ask yourself, if you are resisting plans for the future, Sagittarians, definitely please ask yourself if there is a resistance due to a fear of success. Is it that you don't have the resources, the time that you need right now? Or is it that you may be afraid of not knowing what to do with them once you have them in the future, if you are as successful as you hope to be? Okay, so I will have to leave you there, Sag. Let you continue to take a peek at this here. What else did I want to... if you resonated with this, if you took something away from the reading, please do like, share, comment, and do subscribe if you haven't already, Sagittarius. And thank you to those of you who have already donated, reached out for a reading, those of you who have contributed to the channel or interacted with the channel and me in any way. It's truly appreciated. Thank you so much. If you do need a personal reading from me, check out the description below. There are a few different options there. There are still paid reading options and free personal reading options as well. You just email me if you would like a free personal reading, but those do take about a month to turn around. A good alternative is the $10 quick fix, and there are 24-hour rushed readings if that is of interest to you. There are a few options, so take a look at those. If you need or would like more free content available now, there is a Virgo season reading for you to check out. It's for people who are living in the future a little bit, trying to escape their present, or feeling that they're caught up with plans for their near or distant future, and so they're living in the future in some sense. That was the intention of the reading. So that may be for you. Otherwise, I think that's everything, and I hope you're taking something away from this reading. I hope you make very wise choices moving through September and into October, Sagittarius. I should be back with some more readings for you shortly. I love you, and I will post another tarot fix for you as soon as I can.